Shalom. Hope you're doing well. Wishing you spiritual sustenance and the upcoming delights of Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom to all. Thinking a lot about how the Torah guides us towards developing even more compassion for others, for animals, and for our world, and teaches us how to be more merciful. In chapter 22 of Leviticus, in Parashat Emor, which is this week's Parsha, we read about a commandment concerning sacrificial animals. We're to take lessons from those for our lives. And the Torah explains, V'shor oseh, when it comes to a cow or you, Otov et beno lo tishchatu b'yom echad. You shall not kill it and her young, both in one day. We do not kill a mother and her child all in one day when it comes to the animals we sacrifice. Already we know that the animal life was sacrificed on the altar, sometimes shared as a sacred meal and sometimes in order to create the reach nichoach, the aroma that reminded us how precious life really is. While it created a relationship with God, it really reminded us of the bounty we have in this world and the gratitude that should engender in our hearts. But be merciful. Do not slay a mother and her child in one day. The Ramban, whose commentary we have been studying, teaches that this was to instruct human beings about being more merciful and more compassionate. It says, on the one hand, how we behave towards animals makes a big difference in terms of how we will do so with human beings. And it reminds us that if we thought human beings were the only ones we had to treat with great mercy and compassion, that in fact that extends to the animal kingdom. I believe the Torah is challenging us in this time in a way that we've heard societal leaders debating the issue. And that is, shall compassion and mercy for a single life, a single family, override any of our desires to put anyone at risk? We rely on the Torah to help us determine which values get bumped up on our lists. And as Jews who know the commandment, Ushmartem nafshotechem, guard and keep your souls, we are reassured, both in major conceptual kind of commandments like guard your lives, and in particulars like do not kill a mother and her child when it comes to sacrificial animals, that we consider people of all ages holy treasures among us, and that we may wish to differentiate between our willingness to sacrifice animals on the altar and the human beings for whom we need to have even greater measures of mercy and compassion. We pray that soon there will be effective means to create even more of a protective shield than just masks or social distancing could ever do, so that we may go about our lives a little more freely, but not with sacrificing either the mother or the child. As we grow our compassion and our senses of mercy, we live up to what our tradition holds so dear. And we remind ourselves through Parashat Emor, when it comes to the sacred work of the Kohanim, who made order in the great temple sanctuary through the very significant rules that kept impurity away and purified and made order in the sacred space, that we too are sometimes beholden to rules that cosmically and in a worldly sense have a great impact on bringing Kedusha, holiness, to our lives and to our world. Wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom and a Refuah Shlema, a complete recovery to all those in need.